Hello everyone, welcome to part 2, kind of part 2, we're going to call it part 2 of our Orecollection videos. Part 1 I will link in the description, go check it out. It's me talking about what's in the game, what I'd like to see from the game, yada yada yada. Terry's here, by the way.
Hello there.
And so, today we're going to be discussing what characters we would like to see in Shonen Jump Orecollection. We're going to try our best to stay away from characters that have already been announced. But, you know, by the time this is edited and gone out, maybe they already will have been announced and I'll look like a moron. I don't know. Let's be honest, there's a high chance of that. Knowing my track record with One Piece, and like I've gone to make a video, and then, oh look, they already just did the thing without telling me. Cool. Not important right now. So, we've got our lists, our 10. I don't know that it's really in any particular order, but whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna put some tasty artwork up on the screen to get everyone psyched up. So should we start?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Do you want to go first or should I?
Sure, I'll go first then, why not?
Go for it.
Alright, at my number 10, I got Konnichi from Tokyo Ghoul. Pretty popular, you know, he's a really powerful character. He's got really fantastic artwork when he goes in Ghoul mode. And I think he'd be very suited for a game like this, because, well, obviously Tokyo Ghoul has already had 2 gacha games by this point, so it's a lot they can do with it.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting point. Like, we don't really know what they're going to do in terms of, like we've seen a Kid Goku. If they bring out Gokus later, is it going to be, like, base form, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2? Are they all going to be the same? Are they going to be different? We don't really know, so...
Probably like the highlights of the series, maybe. The best forms.
Yeah. Anyway, my number 10 is Nagisa from Assassination Classroom. A short-lived but fucking fantastic manga. If you haven't read it, definitely worth checking out. The first chapter had me a little bit shit up, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is really worth reading. But once I finished it, I thought it was a pretty good manga, and Nagisa, quite the transformation over the course of the show. Or the manga, if you had the manga, obviously. Yeah, I think he'll most definitely be in the game. I'd like to see it.
I don't know. For number 9, I have Kenshiro from Fist and North Star. And out of all this list, this is one of the mangas I really want to watch. I haven't got around to doing it yet. It's one of the OGs out there. And he's just got one of the best character designs I've ever seen. I do believe he has an anime game, but it's not a type of anime gacha game. So to see him in one of these would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he showed up in a bunch of the other Jump games back on. Well, I think there's one on PS4, there's one on PS3, and there's like a Nintendo DS one. He was on all of those. So, anyway, my number 9, Kobayakawa Senna from Ice Shield 21. This is a little bit weird. I feel like they're definitely gonna put characters from non-action mangas in there. I don't really know how you work an American football manga character into a fighting game.
Kicks the ball at him.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. I have high hopes for this game, so maybe they'll just blow me away. But yeah, one of the better sports mangas, I think, Ice Shield 21. And, you know, if you haven't read it, you're probably not going to, because it's only really good for people that actually just enjoy that genre, so... I don't know, but yeah, I think I'd like to see him in the game. That's my number 9.
Fair enough. My number 8 is something that I actually watched a long time ago. It is incredibly depressing, but I do recommend it. It's called Elvin Lied, and I'm picking a character called Lucy. I'm not going to say much about it, because if I go into her, it's just going to spoil the hell out of her, but she's got some crazy powers. She's suited for a gadget game like this, because she's actually going to be able to fight, unlike a bunch of football players, so that's why I chose her.
Alright, dick. My number 8 is Rino Kimura from Blue Exorcist. Now, if you haven't watched Blue Exorcist, Season 1 and Season 2, Season 2's like halfway through right now, I think. Both fantastic. The manga is popping off. I don't really know what to say about it. Like, it's a fantastic series. It's about demons, guys, and the devil, and like all that stuff. So go check it out. It's awesome.
Delightful. Alright, my number 7, I have Kid Muscle from Ultimate Muscle, a real OG anime that I watched right back in the day. If you look at it now, it's incredibly weird. But Ultimate Muscle has had gacha games before, so he definitely suits his environment, and he's just got a really tasty character design. I'd love to see him in this game.
Alright, my number 7 is Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. Supposedly, Hunter x Hunter's coming back in, like, as of recording this, in like 2 weeks or so. I'm very excited. The show just keeps going on hiatus, or the manga rather. If you've watched the series, you'll know that Kurapika's a good character, but after the series ended, when you get into the manga chapters and it starts getting a little bit weird and like the text boxes take up 90% of the page, it gets really good. Kurapika's character is tormented and he's like, he's set on a goal, and I'm really excited to see how far we get with that. We'll probably only get 5 chapters and then have to wait another year, so well.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Alright, at my number 6, I have Light from Death Note, a manga that I've only read a little bit. I've been enjoying it. I've got to get around to finishing it, but he should be one of the most OP characters in this because he's just going to be able to write the name and kill everyone on the board, so he's looking for that. And really, there's not much else you could do with him. Like, if he can't insta-kill everything, he's probably just going to hit him with a book.
Alright, my number... Shit, what number are we on? 6.
Yeah.
Let's say 6. My number 6 is Ryoma Echizen from Prince of Tennis.
Okay, about the same as Light then.
Well, I mean, so I used to play a lot of tennis back when I lived in London, and I was reading this at the time, and I just fucking loved how unbelievably unrealistic some of the shit was. I don't know, so like if they can like spin the ball so fast that it like spins backwards and bounces back over the net behind you, and your opponent can never hit the ball, why can't they like beat the shit out of Kenshiro with a tennis racket?
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that's let's move on.
Alright then. Alright, for number 5, I have Saitama from One Punch Man. The rework got published in one of the shonen, so he counts. And he's an incredible character. I absolutely just adore One Punch Man. The artwork is incredible. Him as a character is amazing. His side character, what's his name again? It's like Gyro, Gen or something like that. I'd like to see him in the game. Yeah, Genos. I'd like to see him as well in the game, but I'm only picking one, and we're going to pick the main character. And really, he's got to be like Light. He's got to be able to kill everything in one hit, or otherwise what's going to happen?
Alright. My number 5 is Kei Kurono from Gantz. It's a little bit darker. This series is a little bit darker, so I don't know how you'd work his character in without it being kind of... I mean, I guess you can just do what they do in all the games when they, you know, like with Counter-Strike, when they moved that over to China, and they were like, let's remove everything to do with skulls, because that's bad. Well, we'll just do the same here. We'll just remove all the bits where he kills people, and it'll all be fine. So, yeah, that... K from Gantz.
Alright. My number 4 is Yugi Yami, or Yami Yugi, however you want to say it, from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really know how you would fit this in. I guess he might be able to summon the Dark Magician to attack for him, or he's just going to have to go over there and beat the crap out of him. But I absolutely adore Yu-Gi-Oh! It's still a very popular series, and I'd love to see him in this game.
Alright, my number 4, oh god, is Yugihiro Soma from Shokugeki no Soma. This is the cooking manga, boys. You know, this is... I know, I couldn't think of any characters that were good at fighting. I'm sorry. But he's a proper like star in Shonen Jump right now. He gets cover pages, he gets art spreads. Like, the series is fantastic. Despite what anybody could say about it, it's fucking good. The artwork is on point. So just take that, cut a couple of pages out, move that over to the game, and we're Gucci.
Isn't it just MasterChef?
Well, you know, it still jumps, so it counts. So go fuck yourself. How about that?
Alrighty then. Alright, now we're moving into the top 3 territory, the big boys. Number 3, I have Midoriya from, well, the biggest kid on the block right now, My Hero Academia. Just got its own gacha game. It's doing well. We've played it. We both enjoy it somewhat. There's a few things that need to be improved.
There's a few little improvements that we need.
But you could quite easily fit Midoriya in a gacha game. Let's be real here. Like, he's one for all power. Like, he's fantastic, but he's also got drawbacks. So I think he'd be very good.
Yeah, very excited to see what they do with him in this game. He 100% will be in it. So, anyway, moving on. Number 3. You know what I'm gonna. You know this series. You know I love this series. Part 5 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Giorno Giovanna from Golden Wind. I fucking love JoJo, right? And I know we said we were gonna stay away from people that had already been announced. And technically, in the banner image, there is Joseph and Caesar. Cool. Yeah. Don't care. Get rid of them. What I'm excited about is Giorno, because he's from a part that doesn't have a game yet, and I want it. And just give it to me. Just give me, and we good. So
you ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, in this little bit, you could also put like what's his name, Bukirati, and let's say Jolene and Johnny and Gyro and Josephumi, I guess. I don't know. Like, you can put all those in. Everyone basically from part 5 up until part 8. Put them in. We good.
Alrighty then. Okay, for my number 2 is actually something I didn't know was in one of the Jump magazines. It's one that I think's been discontinued now. But Shinya Kogami from Psychopath, something that I just binge watched recently, read it, is goddamn fantastic. It's something a little bit different, and Kogami, he's a fantastic character. There is an absolute amazing weapon in the series called the Dominator. It's like a pistol that can just absolutely obliterate someone, just turn them into goo. I would love to see it in a gacha game, because I don't believe there's any I don't believe he's in any sort of game at the moment at all. So I'd like to see that.
Cool. Alright, my number 2, which, if you've been paying attention over the last couple of years on this channel, you knew he was going to be in this list somewhere. It's Sawada Tsunayoshi from Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I don't really need to say much more. If you haven't read this series by now, please just go and read it. Just do yourself the favour, go and read it. You can also watch it. It's got a full-length anime. The anime is okay. It's got a lot of filler. But I mean, who doesn't nowadays? Am I right? And yeah, no, the series is fucking fantastic. The artwork from the manga and the color spreads is beautiful, and just everything about it. It needs to be in this game.
There you go. Alright, time for the illustrious award for my number 1. And it is, well, Robert's already mentioned this series. It's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and this is something I really want to know. Are they just going to include, the main characters of series, or are they going to do side characters and villains? Because I'm going to pick Kira here, because I absolutely love Kira from part 4 of JoJo. Killer Queen is just absolutely ridiculous, and I really, really want to know if they're going to do villains and stuff like that. So that's why he's my number 1.
Yeah, only villain on our list, and to be fair, it's not like he doesn't deserve it. Part 4 is quite popular, and, in part thanks to him, so yeah, I can totally agree with that, and I don't see why they wouldn't. Fuck it,
Go for it.
My number 1 is Yo Asakura from Shaman King. It's a good series. When I watched it as a kid, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was really young. This was back on Fox Kids, and just as it was turning over to Jetix, I think. This is so if you're UK, you know what I'm talking about. That was way back in the day. And it's a good show, but then I maybe 2 years ago read the manga, because I was like, oh shit, I remember this, and oh my god, the manga is so good. It was so much better than the way the anime ended. The manga's got extra chapters. It's got extra side stories that came after, called Shaman King Zero and Shaman King Flowers. There was also these side stories they released, and it's really good. So I mean, I would say definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth my number 1 spot. and can't wait to see Yo in Orecollection.
Delightful.
So that's what we're going to end the video for now. I also want to talk about what key scenes from our favourite mangas are going to be in this game. We're going to do a little top 10 on that as well. Tell us in the comments what scene from a series do you really want to be in this game? Because we know scenes are obviously going to be in the game, and obviously we know that they're going to include some pretty iconic ones and some pretty ones you don't care about. So we're going to probably lean more towards the iconic ones more than anything else. But yeah, that's the end of this video, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.